Peace family, this is Jamal Ivy Tasby coming to you from Dallas, Texas as a proud founder and honorary member of the Tasby Family Reunion Legacy Group. And as such, I definitely want to reach out and thank you personally for coming over to join myself, my family, as we forge forward with the intention and purpose to build a family wealth and legacy for our last name, something that our kids can advantage of, from saying, hey, someone thought about us years before and we're able to leave something behind to us so that we could have one up on in life. If any of you are drawing a blank or a little foggy on what the word legacy means, I reached out to my friend Dictionary and partner Webster and printed out the definition from it. And I want to read it verbatim so you guys get this understanding and understand it to heart, okay? Definition of legacy: a gift by will, especially of money or other personal property. Listen, I don't know what your background is, but I come from a place that is rich with love and affection, and it has the foundation of God and looking after each other and taking care of the family. But one thing that didn't happen, and I didn't see it in any leg of the family that I had close interaction with, and that's they, weren't able to amass a wealth and leave a legacy of property, real estate, some sort of business that, was, in the green, some sort of life insurance that was able to be, utilized by the heir of that individual who passed away, some sort of, stocks and bonds, anything that, was left behind, I'm sure had sentimental value and good heart and will behind it. However, something that I felt like isn't being passed on generationally like other races are able to take advantage of is wealth in the form of those things that I just mentioned. Now, for me, I've made it my entire life goal to not only perform at my highest ratio possible for my humanity so that my child can see me in action, but I want to make sure that I move purposely to not only educate my child as we go through this process, but to make sure that she knows exactly what to do when we leave this massive wealth or this legacy behind to her. So it's not all about getting it. Often it's about learning and understanding how to keep it. Now, I've had the privilege and have had the opportunity to have mentorship through digitally or in person, both actually, and to be able to train under the tutelage of some of the greatest minds that are out there related to several things in business and in spiritual wealth, right? So I want to be able to pass these things on. It makes absolutely no sense for me to be on the come up and see any of my family, not being able to take advantage of some of these long play things, these long-term things. So in this particular group, we'll be focusing on a few things that are specific towards helping us earn that good life. We're going to start with health, which to me, health is of huge concern. It should be top pillar, and I say that because not only am I seeing a lot of our Tasby blood passing away a lot earlier than I feel that the life expectancy should, but not having that rich quality of life as they get a little bit older, to have agility and their breath and not get so winded and to be able to exercise and still have a good quality of life, as they see their grandkids come around and hang out, so on and so forth. You know, so health obviously is going to be a physical thing. You know, it's a physical thing where mentally we're able to wrap our head around, you know, changing our diet and realizing that the system and how we're fed and the things that we pull off of the produce shelves and stuff like that is just not having its full set of nutrients to feed our human body. And that's something that I want to touch on quite regularly, actually, because I don't know if any of you have Googled the census tract, but from what I was able to pull up and see, that in the census, it said as of 2004 that the expectancy of life for a Tasby name is somewhere around the 57 age. 57. You know, my granddad was a scout. He wasn't a Tasby. He lived into his 80s. I think it was like 84, 85, something like that. And he was okay. And I had the privilege of being with him close to his last days, which gave me joy. But the point is that, you know, his health wasn't the greatest. And, you know, I recently seen some people that was, I think, out in Cali that recently passed that had our last name. I didn't know them, but they passed quite early. It was like 63, 64, something like that. To me, that's early life. We got life in us still. To have this spiritual, you know, this physical body, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, play sports and whoop heads coming up, and to, you know what I'm saying, be able to sit down and, you know what I mean, raise our grandkids is something that I want to see in its fullest fact. So we're definitely going to dig into health. Second in line for me is going to be wealth. I've always been fantasized with the idea of, the videos and, you know what I'm saying, balling out and, you know, living our best life and stunting on them, you know, 28 rims, the big Cadillac grills, you know what I'm saying, the Lambos and all of that. But as I got a little bit older, I realized that there's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? There's it's always good to live life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little enjoyment. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, work hard, play hard. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? But every time I look at buying anything retail, that I look at, you know what I'm saying, going on some big grandiose, you know, excursion or vacation, you know what I'm saying, I look at it and be like, man, that's money that I could be putting towards buying a piece of real estate, saving up to get a house to add into our portfolio, to buy some stocks. That's money that I could be putting on a business to, you know what I'm saying, help grow my family fortune, my own fortune. That's, you know what I'm saying, money towards my life insurance policies, you know, so on and so forth. And, you know, I realize that there's a lot of living for your first name as you grow up. And that habit starts to consistently be in our old age. And we don't necessarily look as deep as we should towards keeping up and making sure that our last name is handled and taken care of. Like, it's easy to ball out and live, you know what I'm saying, to the max while we here. You know what I'm saying? Popping champagne bottles, out there throwing ones, you know, making it rain on them. You know what I'm saying? Buying, you know, TVs and computers and all of that good jazz. You know, that's cool. But we got to make sure that we manage and maintain properly inside of this lifetime to make sure that we're putting things in perspective, because when we go, it makes absolutely zero sense to have to make a GoFund to bury us. You know what I'm saying? That's careless. To me, that's careless. That's not looking after, you know what I'm saying, you and your family properly. That's not grown man. You know what I'm saying? That's not grown woman. You know what I mean? That these are all things that really need to be taken a closer look at. So we got health, we got wealth. We're going to be talking about love. Now, you know, love for me ain't just me loving my spouse or, you know what I'm saying, loving, you know what I'm saying, myself. It's the love for humanity, the love for making sure that, you know what I'm saying, we think outside of us, you know what I mean, and have the spiritual divine order pay us back in some sort of retribute to the will and the love that we've put out towards others. You know, teaching like we're gonna be doing here, you know what I'm saying, helping like we're gonna be doing here, things that come natural to people who to want to help others. You know what I mean? It makes, again, no sense to love on yourself and love only on your family if the rest of your friends or the rest of, you know what I'm saying, people that are out there are failing, especially us. And I take it to heart because, you know what I'm saying, I have become, over time, you know what I'm saying, somebody who really appreciates, you know what I'm saying, my culture, the idea that I'm black, you know what I'm saying, the pride that I have from being, you know what I'm saying, African in America, who's performing, you know what I'm saying, above, you know, par when it comes to the gradual, you know, rate of, you know what I'm saying, success for the black male. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our women are excelling at an astronomical rate, but a lot of us males don't necessarily have that same get up and go. In addition to that, we have happiness. Now, happiness, I'm gonna split happiness with spirituality. You know, I'm a spiritual person. I don't necessarily hold any one specific religion. I do believe in God. I believe in there being a Most High, and you know, no matter which, you know, lay of the book that you read or which belief that you have. I know a lot of us are Christians. I have a lot of friends and family that I know personally that are Muslims. You know, I even have a few, you know, people that are in my life as friends that are, you know, Buddhist, you know, and believe in something completely different, you know, outside of that scope of, that normal scope of things. So we'll touch bases on a lot of those different categories to find, you know, that place of comfort that says that, you know what, the good book gives us a lot, but the translation on it is a little difficult for a lot of people. And so we're gonna break down some of those things. So collectively, you know what I'm saying, to me, that's 4 pillars of good life. To achieve those and to find that balance between them is going to be something that's really amazing, and I can't wait to share it with you and to have that moment with you. In addition to those 4 pillars, I definitely want to talk about, and this is deeply and consistently, speak about those things that I find that, although I know, a lot of people don't. I come from a banking and finance background. Banking and finance is my thing for like 10 years. And, you know, being in banking and finance, I had the privilege to be able to learn real estate from not only the finance level, but the investment side of things, the corporate side of things from the commercial standpoint, see the inner workings of real estate from top to bottom, how it's financed, how it's owned, how it's flipped, how it's, you know, kept, how it's, you know, made as an investment, a true investment for you, so on and so forth. So we'll be talking about real estate. We'll also be talking about business. Now, in the last 10 years, I say the last 6 years, I've become, you know, very strong, should I say, inside of the e-commerce space. And e-commerce to me, I feel like is a wave of the future. You know, automation and artificial intelligence, I feel like, are going to be, you know, the thing that ultimately takes our demise as the human race. But that's another conversation. However, these are all things that have to be spoken about, because at the end of the day, some things are inevitable, and we have to take a look at how we can benefit from them, because a lot of things are changing, and that traditional working model that most of us do or go by or have learned to live by is not going to be as concrete or strong as it used to be. And credit, it makes absolutely, you know, 0 sense, again, to earn wealth and not understand how to utilize it, how to amass credit and get this great credit score and not know how to use it, to have a bad credit score and not know how to fix it and bring yourself into 6 and 7s, you know, within a short period of time. There's people that are out there that help with that. We go over those and let you know how things can be restored, rebuilt, reestablished, and basically recycled to be able to use again. And we go into that. So just like there is the ABCs of grade school, we'll be talking about the RBCs of business, life, wealth, and these are all things that we have to talk about. These are grown man conversations, these grown woman conversation, king, queen conversations. You know, for us to be in a world that's this big, it makes no sense to ever say that we're broke, that we're without, that we're doing less than. You know, being black, I realize that our community as a whole has a lot of, you know, holes in it. You know, a lot of things were held back from us intentionally to keep us down. You know, this is something that doesn't have to be anymore, you know. But if you don't know, you don't know. And part of the process is to educate. It's a bridge that you have to cross it. You have to cross it, and we have to work a lot on our mindset. And in this group, this legacy group, we'll be covering all of those things. I don't have all the answers, but I've been able to train and gather information that helps us work with individuals who are specific to their trade, and they have, you know, mastered things. And so to be able to learn directly from them and to share that information with you guys, it warms my heart. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank you for being here and checking out this particular message. And I have so much more to share with you. We'll be doing interviews with the family. We'll be talking about family tree business. Like, you know, different people that are in the family that were pioneers for us. Like, if you guys don't know, if you haven't known, I think I probably found this out maybe about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, relatively short time. That here in Dallas, Texas, we have a school that is named after the Tasby name, right? And, you know, if you're in a different state or a different city or never have come to Dallas, or, you know, you may not know these things, right? So the Tasby name is prolific. And not only has it had the potential always to be one of the strongest names on earth, and it's definitely within the states. You know what I mean? You know, we've had this opportunity. We fumbled a lot, you know, to be able to, you know, to reestablish and come back from that hardship. To me, you know what I mean, is again top list, top tier. You know, I'm an advocate for the Tasby name. Thanks again for being here. We have a lot to share, a lot to talk about. Moving forward, you'll be seeing me a little bit more often. So again, welcome to the Legacy Group. Check out our gift shop, tasbygiftshop.com. Check that out. Be sure to check that out. And add your friends to the group over here at the Legacy. It's welcome for friends that are invited by family, you know, extended family. Doesn't matter, we're big. All right. So, big hugs. Welcome to 2020. All right. See you around. Talk to you soon.